The rain hammered against the window like 1,000 accusing fingers, each drop echoing the thud of my heart as I stood frozen in the doorway of my mother's kitchen. There, under the harsh fluorescent light that buzzed like a swarm of angry bees, I watched my world implode. Alex, my Alex, with his tousled brown hair and the dimple that appeared only when he laughed at my stupid jokes, leaned against the counter, his arms wrapped around my sister Sophia. Her head rested on his shoulder, her golden curls spilling over his shirt like some twisted halo. And my mother. She sat at the table, sipping tea as if this were a casual Sunday brunch, her lips curved in that smug, knowing smile she'd worn since we were kids. "I told you, Alex," she said, her voice smooth as poisoned honey. "Sophia's the strong one. She's got the fire, the backbone. Elena is fragile. Always has been. You'd be wasting your time with her. Sophia's better for you, stronger, more vibrant. She'll make you a real family." The words sliced through me like a knife, hot and unrelenting. I couldn't breathe. My fingers clutched the doorframe, nails digging into the wood until splinters bit into my skin. Fury boiled up from my gut, a volcanic rage that made my vision blur red at the edges. How dare she? My own mother, the woman who'd bandaged my knees and whispered bedtime stories, now dismantling my life with casual cruelty. And Alex, God Alex, the man I'd loved for 3 years, shared dreams with under starlit skies, now nodding like a puppet, his hand stroking Sophia's back. I wanted to scream, to shatter the teacup in her hand, to claw at their faces until they bled. But I didn't. Instead, I backed away silently, the rain masking my retreat as I slipped out into the storm. The cold water soaked through my thin jacket, mingling with the hot tears streaming down my face. Heartbreak clawed at my chest, a raw, gaping wound that pulsed with every step. Humiliation burned in my veins. How long had this been going on? How many whispers behind my back? By the time I reached my apartment, a dingy one-bedroom overlooking the gray sprawl of the city, I was drenched and shivering. I slammed the door, the sound reverberating like a gunshot in the empty space. Collapsing onto the couch, I buried my face in my hands, the scent of Alex's cologne still lingering on the throw pillow we'd bought together. Denial hit first, a desperate whisper in my mind. This can't be real. It's a nightmare. Wake up, Elena. But the memory replayed, vivid and unrelenting. The way Sophia's eyes had fluttered closed in contentment, Alex's guilty glance toward the door as if sensing my presence. Resentment followed, a bitter tide rising. Sophia, always the golden child. Taller, prettier, with that effortless charm that drew people like moths to a flame. I'd spent my life in her shadow, excelling in quiet ways. Top of my class in graphic design, building a freelance career from scratch, while she flitted through modeling gigs and social circles. And mother. She'd pitted us against each other since we were toddlers, praising Sophia's strength, while dismissing my sensitivity as weakness. "Toughen up, Elena," she'd say, her eyes cold. "Life doesn't coddle the fragile." But Alex. He'd seen me. Or so I thought. Our first date, under the twinkling lights of the pier, he'd cupped my face and said, "You're the most real person I've ever met. No masks, just you." Lies. Or had mother's manipulation wormed its way in, exploiting his insecurities? He came from a broken home, always craving stability. Sophia, with her bold confidence, must have seemed like the rock he needed. Obsession crept in as the night wore on. I paced the room, the worn carpet muffling my footsteps, my mind spinning fantasies of justice. What if I confronted them? Imagine their faces paling, excuses tumbling out. Or worse, visions of revenge, dark and satisfying. Slashing tires, spreading rumors that could tank Sophia's budding influencer career. No, too petty. Something deeper, that would make them feel the gut wrench of betrayal I'd endured. Guilt nipped at the edges. Was I overreacting? Families fought. Relationships ended. But this wasn't an end, it was theft. Mother had orchestrated it, her words a scalpel dissecting my happiness. I glanced at the family photo on the mantel, our smiles frozen in time. mine tentative, Sophia's radiant, mother's possessive arm around her. I hurled it across the room. Glass shattered, shards glinting like broken promises. Sleep evaded me. The city's hum outside a constant reminder of life moving on without me. By dawn, cold resolve settled in my bones, a steel rod amid the emotional wreckage. I wouldn't crumble. I'd watch, wait, and plan. Revenge wasn't impulsive. It was a slow poison administered drop by drop. The next day dragged like a weighted chain. I called in sick to work, my voice hoarse from crying. Staring at my reflection, puffy eyes, pale skin, I whispered, "You're not fragile." But doubt lingered. What if Mother was right? What if I was too soft for this world? I needed answers. Driving to Sophia's loft, the wipers slashing rain from the windshield, I parked across the street. Through the fogged glass I saw them. Alex's car in the driveway, lights warm inside. My stomach twisted. Hours passed, the radio's static my only company, until they emerged. Sophia laughed at something he said, her hand in his. They kissed under the awning, oblivious to the world. Rage surged anew, but I forced it down. Subtlety first. I followed them to a cafe, slipping in unnoticed. From a corner booth, nursing bitter coffee that scalded my tongue, I eavesdropped. Their voices carried snippets, wedding plans. Already. "Your mom was right," Alex murmured, his tone hesitant. "Sophia's got that spark. Belena. I feel bad." Sophia's laugh tinkled like breaking glass. "Don't. Mom knows best. Elena's too emotional, she'd drag you down." Mother's words echoed through her puppet. Humiliation burned hotter. I gripped my mug until my knuckles whitened, imagining smashing it over her head. But no. Patience. That night, alone again, I dove into research. Social media profiles, old emails. Piecing together the timeline. Messages from Mother to Alex, unearthed from his hacked account, a skill I'd picked up in college for fun. "Sophia's the one for you. Elena's holding you back." Dates aligned. 6 months ago, when I'd been swamped with deadlines, distant. Obsession deepened. I mapped their routines. Sophia's photo shoots, Alex's gym sessions, Mother's bridge club. Fantasies evolved. Exposing Mother's gambling debts, the ones she'd hidden from us, or framing Sophia for plagiarism in her inspirational posts. Moral conflict gnawed. Was I becoming the monster? Revenge felt intoxicating, yet tainted with fear. What if it backfired? What if I lost more? A week later, the first hint of action. At a family dinner, Mother's idea to catch up. I played the oblivious fool. The dining room smelled of roast chicken and tension, candles flickering shadows across their faces. "Elena dear, you look tired," Mother said, her eyes appraising. "Everything okay with Alex?" I forced a smile, knife slicing through meat with deliberate slowness. "Couldn't be better." "Why?" Sophia shifted, her fork clinking. Alex avoided my gaze, sweat beading on his forehead. "Just checking," Mother replied, voice laced with faux concern. "You know how fragile you can be." The word ignited sparks. Under the table, my fist clenched. Suppressed rage simmered, but I nodded. "I'm fine. Stronger than you think." As dessert arrived, sticky toffee pudding, cloying and sweet, I excused myself to the bathroom. In the mirror, my eyes burned with cold fire. The plan crystallized. Start small, erode their foundations. Back at the table, I dropped the first subtle bomb. "Soph, I saw your latest post. That quote about strength reminds me of that book I lent you. Did you credit the author?" Her cheeks flushed. "Of course. Liar." I'd checked, she hadn't. A seed planted, doubt sown in Alex's mind. He frowned slightly. Driving home, rain slicking the roads. Satisfaction mingled with guilt. This was just the beginning. The slow burn had ignited. Weeks blurred into a haze of calculation. I feigned normalcy at work, sketches flowing from my pen with mechanical precision, while my mind plotted. Inner turmoil raged. They deserve this. But am I any better? Heartbreak ebbed into resentment, fueling resolve. One evening, staking out Alex's apartment, I saw Mother arrive. Through binoculars, their argument. Gestures sharp, voices muffled. Something about money. Alex's job promotion, perhaps tied to Sophia's connections. Opportunity. Anonymously, I tipped off his boss about irregularities in his reports. Fabricated but believable. Doubt, not destruction. The call came days later. Alex, frantic. Elena, we need to talk. My heart raced but voice steady. What's wrong? Work stuff. And us. The betrayal stung fresh. But I listened, his words tumbling. Guilt over drifting, Mother's influence. I love you, he said, voice cracking. Or regret. Moral grayness blurred. Part of me wanted to forgive, rebuild. But resentment won. We'll talk soon. Hanging up, obsession peaked. The revenge web tightened. The city lights blurred into streaks as I drove through the night. The engines hum a steady counterpoint to the storm raging inside me. Alex's call echoed, a crack in their facade. Guilt twisted like a knife, his mine. But resolve hardened. They'd stolen my future. I'd reclaim it, piece by shattered piece. At home, the apartment felt claustrophobic, walls pressing in with memories. I poured wine, the glass cool against my palm, crimson liquid swirling like blood. Planning intensified. Expose Mother's secrets first. Her bridge club was a front for underground poker. Debts mounting. I'd overheard whispers years ago, dismissed them. Now they were ammunition. Hacking deeper, ethically murky, but desperation justified it. I found emails to loan sharks. Screenshots saved. Anonymous account created. One click could unravel her. Doubt assailed. This is revenge, not justice. What if it destroys us all? Heartbreak resurfaced, raw as the first night. But obsession pushed forward. They deserved to feel fragile. The next confrontation came unexpectedly. Sophia called, voice saccharine. Sis, let's meet. Coffee. Suspicion flared. Trap. Or paranoia. I agreed, choosing a bustling cafe where steam rose from mugs like ghosts. The aroma of espresso grounding me. She arrived flawless. Makeup impeccable, dress hugging her curves. Envy flickered, quickly quashed. Elena, she began, stirring sugar with deliberate swirls. About Alex. My pulse thundered. What about him? Her eyes met mine, feigned sympathy. We're together now. Mom thought it best. You're not right for him. Direct hit. Anger surged, but I masked it with a laugh, brittle and sharp. Mom thought. Since when does she decide? Sophia's smile faltered. She's looking out for us. You're too sensitive, he'd break you. Echoes of Mother's poison. Suppressed rage boiled. And you. Strong enough to steal my life. Her face paled. It's not like that. He chose me. But tension heightened. Her fidgeting betrayed nerves. I leaned in, voice low. Be careful, sophomore secrets have a way of surfacing. She left unsettled, the bell tinkling like a warning. That night, alone with my schemes, fear crept in. What if they turned on me? Moral conflict peaked. Revenge felt cathartic, yet hollow. Was I avenging betrayal or becoming bitter? Pacing, rain pattering outside, I refined the plan. Target Sophia's career. Her influencer empire built on curated perfection. Plagiarism hints escalated. Anonymous comments on her posts, linking to originals. Followers noticed, engagement dipped. Alex texted. We need to meet. Alone. Heart racing, I agreed. The park at dusk, leaves crunching underfoot, air crisp with autumn chill. He waited on a bench, hands clasped, face drawn. Elena, he said, voice rough. I messed up. Your mom. She convinced me. Said Sophia was stronger, that you'd fall apart without me. Humiliation reignited. And you believed her. He nodded, eyes downcast. I was weak. But I miss you. Manipulation. Or genuine remorse? Layers peeled. His insecurity, mother's exploitation. Guilt softened my resolve momentarily. Why now? Things are falling apart. Work issues, Sophia's stressed. My doing. Satisfaction mingled with shame. What do you want? Forgiveness. A chance. Temptation flickered, old love stirring. But resentment won. Too late. Walking away, wind whipping my hair, cold resolve solidified. The slow burn accelerated. Mother next. I visited unannounced, the house smelling of lavender and secrets. She greeted warmly, but eyes wary. Tea, she offered, pouring with steady hands. I watched her, memories flashing. Childhood favoritism, Sophia's trophies lining shelves while mine gathered dust. Why, Mom? Asked voice even. Why push Alex to her? He paused, cup midway. For his sake. Sophia's resilient, you're delicate. The word again. Rage simmered. Delicate. Or just not your favorite. Her laugh rang hollow. Always dramatic. I did it for the family. Bullshit. Hidden motives surfaced. Jealousy. Control. She'd lost her own love young, projected onto us. I left with feigned calm, but that night the email sent. Anonymous tip to her creditors. She's dodging payments. Chaos would follow. Suspense built over days. Sophia's posts went silent amid backlash. Alex called repeatedly, voice desperate. Mother's car repossessed. Whispers from neighbors. Inner turmoil raged. Triumph soured by guilt. Am I the villain now? Fantasies shifted. From destruction to exposure, poetic justice. The climax loomed at Sophia's engagement party. Ironic, rushed announcement. The venue. A glittering hall, chandeliers casting diamond light, laughter echoing like mockery. I arrived uninvited, dressed sleek and black, a shadow amid pastels. Eyes turned, whispers followed. Sophia approached, face tight. What are you doing here? Celebrating, I said, smile venomous. Alex hovered, pale. Mother watched from afar, composure cracking. Tension thickened, air heavy with unspoken accusations. Dialogue sharpened. You think you can ruin us? Sophia hissed. I already have, I whispered. Your followers know the truth. Alex's job hangs by a thread. Mom's secrets. Surfacing. Their faces drained. Mother's approach. Elena, stop this. Why? You started it. Revelation spilled. I did it because Sophia needed stability. You'd survive alone. Cruel honesty. Heartbreak final. Not love but favoritism. But twist. Alex interjected, voice breaking. I told her no at first. But she threatened to expose my past. Addiction recovery. I caved. Layers deepened, blackmail. Mother's moral grayness exposed. In the ensuing chaos, guests murmuring, Sophia fleeing in tears, I felt hollow victory. Revenge delivered, but at what cost? Sighed, rain renewed, I walked away. Poetic justice. Their union fractured, truths laid bare. Yet unexpected consequence. Isolation. My family shattered, but so was I. Obsession faded, replaced by weary resolve. Revenge tasted bitter but necessary. In the mirror later, my eyes held strength, forged in fire, no longer fragile.